So hi Sergio, you were arrested yesterday in one of the actions. Can you tell me a little bit about what happened?
Yeah, so we wanted to basically shut in the government cars that the politicians get to Parliament. So we got there before the cars left, really early in the morning, and basically a bunch of us chained ourselves to the gates and closed the gates. Myself, I had to chain myself to a car that was sort of halfway out of a gate through the tyre, which was sort of a bit fun. So yeah, just with a chain and two padlocks around my ankle, and that from that we were able to keep all the cars in for over 2 hours. I think about 3 hours. So the politicians had to catch taxis in to work that day. So I was arrested, charged with trespass and failure to provide my details, blah blah blah, and fined $200. Yeah.
Okay. So they cut you off the car?
Yeah, so after quite a while, the special team that's trained to cut people out of things came and used some specialised bolt cutters to cut the chain. From that point, I was transferred to the ACT watch house. I refused to sign my bail, and then I was taken to court a few hours later, where I got to plead my case to the magistrate.
Okay. And it seems like a lot of magistrates have actually been quite understanding because they understand the reasons why people are doing civil disobedience actions.
Definitely. Yeah, it's fairly common to get, a lot of nice words from the magistrate. I asked the magistrate to dismiss my charges and make a stand that she won't be involved in the criminalisation of climate protesters. But, she didn't. She just said, "Oh, I agree with you, and I hope that, my kids have a future too." So it's a bit of a disconnect there, as we see in lots of our society. Yeah.
And were you placed on a good behaviour bond or told you couldn't do civil actions for a certain amount of time?
So when you go to court and finalise a charge with a guilty plea, you'll be sentenced, and the only sentences that they can enforce on you without your consent is a fine and imprisonment. I was given a fine because these charges you can only get fines for. And what that means is basically I can get out and I can go and protest as much as I want without any further consequences. If I were to sign bail and the bail said I couldn't be involved in protests or I couldn't be in a certain area, then I would be liable for extra charges. So pro tip for if you want to do a lot of protesting is don't sign bail and go to court, plead guilty and get your fine.
Yeah, and civil disobedience seems to be the only way that we can get attention these days because the peaceful placarding, signing petitions, the government's not listening.
Yeah, well, I agree. I think we need to be in the streets. I think we need to be in the streets every day. Sorry, I don't know. I thought someone said my name. We need to be in the streets every day. The government has to. What I see the role of Extinction Rebellion and people that actually want to make a meaningful change being is basically putting their bodies on the line, doing stuff that's against the law, that's in the way, that forces the government to either continue to criminalize and repress them or to basically stop doing the harm that we are trying to get in the way of. That's a general, yeah.
And of course this comes at great cost to you guys. You have to take days off work and disrupt your lives, but you obviously have a lot of passion for the cause.
Yeah, so before Extinction Rebellion, I was involved in the movement here and there, from stopping coal trains to blockading ports. But yeah, when Extinction Rebellion came along, I quit uni. I was studying nanoscience, and I've been doing this work ever since. I've been arrested 16 times now fined I don't know how many thousands. I've been to prison, I've done community service, I've been on probation, a lot. But fun fact, actually, I don't pay my fines. So actually, yesterday, for example, no cost to me, but a fun day.
Fun as in doing something for a better world.
That's right.